Most Americans over 40 believe one dangerous idea. They don't say it out loud, but they live by it. If I'm earning more than I used to, I must be moving forward. That belief sounds logical. It feels responsible. And it's quietly destroying financial stability across the country. Because income growth and financial progress are not the same thing. In fact, after 40, higher income often creates more fragility, not less. Here's why this lie is so powerful. By your 40s, you've done what society told you to do. You worked. You stayed employed. You climbed. So when your paycheck increases, you assume relief should follow. But for millions of Americans, the opposite happens. More money comes in. More pressure follows. Bigger mortgage. More expensive lifestyle. Higher fixed costs. Less room to breathe. What looked like progress slowly turns into obligation. This is why so many people in their 40s and 50s are earning more than ever, yet feel more trapped than they did at 30. The problem isn't income. The problem is structure. After 40, money stops rewarding effort alone. It starts rewarding positioning. And most people are positioned wrong. They build lives that require constant income instead of lives that protect flexibility. They mistake movement for progress. They upgrade comfort instead of reducing exposure. And the system encourages this mistake. Banks reward spending. Employers reward availability. Culture rewards appearance. No one rewards margin. But margin is the difference between stability and panic. Margin is what keeps a single event from becoming a financial crisis. Health issue, job loss, market shift, family emergency. Without margin, every disruption feels catastrophic. This is the truth most Americans never hear. After 40, financial success is no longer about earning more. It's about becoming harder to destabilize. And that requires unlearning one deeply embedded belief. That belief is the lie. In the next part, we're going to break down why raises often make people weaker after 40, and why chasing income without changing structure quietly increases risk instead of reducing it. After 40, most financial damage doesn't come from bad decisions. It comes from reasonable decisions made in the wrong system. A raise feels like safety. A raise feels like control. A raise feels like proof that things are finally working. But here's what actually happens in most American households. The raise arrives, and within months it's already gone. Not because of recklessness, because of automatic expansion. Lifestyle doesn't jump all at once. It creeps. A slightly better home, a more reliable car, higher monthly commitments, subscriptions that never existed before. Each change feels small. Together, they eliminate margin. This is where people over 40 get stuck. They don't feel irresponsible. They feel mature. They tell themselves, I deserve this now. I've earned comfort. This is normal at my age. And culturally, they're right. But financially, this is where vulnerability accelerates. Because fixed costs are unforgiving. Once your life requires a certain income level to function, your freedom quietly disappears. You stop asking, what if income drops? You start assuming income must never drop. That assumption is the trap. After 40, income becomes less stable, not more. Industries change, roles disappear. Age bias exists whether people admit it or not. And yet obligations keep rising. This is why so many high earners live paycheck to paycheck. They don't lack money. They lack flexibility. They've built a life that can't bend. And anything that can't bend eventually breaks. The real danger isn't low income. The danger is high dependence on continued income. Financial strength after 40 comes from reducing dependence, not increasing earnings. This is where most advice fails. Traditional advice says earn more, invest more, maximize returns. But none of that matters if your structure is fragile. You can't invest your way out of overexposure. You can't out-earn fixed obligations forever. And you can't build peace on top of constant pressure. The strongest financial position after 40 is not impressive. It's quiet. It looks like lower required monthly income, fewer non-negotiable expenses, more time between decisions and consequences, the ability to say no without panic. That's what real progress looks like. Not more money moving through your hands, but more money staying under your control. In the final part, we're going to talk about the shift almost no one makes, the one that actually creates freedom after 40. Not by earning more, but by changing what money is allowed to control. There is one shift that separates people who feel trapped for decades from those who quietly regain control after 40. And almost no one makes it on purpose, because it goes directly against what Americans are taught to value. Most people believe financial success means more income, more assets, more growth, more acceleration. But after 40, speed stops being an advantage. Stability becomes the real currency. Here is the shift. You stop optimizing for upside and start optimizing for survivability. That sentence alone makes some people uncomfortable because it sounds like settling. It's not. It's graduating. When you're younger, mistakes are cheap. Time repairs damage. Energy covers inefficiency. After 40, mistakes compound faster than wins. A single bad year takes longer to recover from. A single health issue can disrupt income. A single market shock can expose weak structure. That's why the real question after 40 is no longer, how much can I make? It becomes, how little do I need to be okay? That number determines everything. If your life requires every dollar of your income to function, you are not free. You are employed by your obligations. True financial freedom is not early retirement. It's reduced fragility. It's knowing that if income pauses, life continues. If markets drop, decisions don't change. If stress hits, sleep doesn't disappear. This is the moment people finally understand something critical. Money is not power. Margin is power. Margin means time. Margin means choice. Margin means calm. And margin only comes from one place, lowering the cost of being you. Not through deprivation, through intentional design. This is where many people misunderstand the shift. They think it means downsizing drastically, living like a monk, giving up comfort. That's not what this is. This is about stopping unconscious upgrades. Every automatic upgrade steals margin. Bigger home than needed, more car than required, higher fixed monthly commitments, because that's normal now. Normal is expensive. Normal is fragile. Normal is why people with six-figure incomes still panic when layoffs hit. The financially strong person after 40 does something different. They design life backwards. They ask, if my income dropped by 30% tomorrow, what breaks first? Whatever the answer is, that's the weakness. And they fix that before chasing growth. Because growth built on weakness is temporary. This is why so many people feel exhausted by money. Not because they're failing, but because they're running too fast in the wrong direction. The final truth most Americans over 40 need to hear is this: financial freedom is not about becoming rich. It's about becoming hard to pressure. When money can't rush you, when decisions don't have deadlines, when income is optional, not mandatory, you think clearer, you act slower, you make better moves. That's when wealth actually starts to accumulate, quietly, without stress, without constant urgency. And that's the biggest lie Americans over 40 still believe, that more money will fix what structure broke. It won't. Only clarity will. Only margin will. Only intentional restraint will. If this hit close to home, that's not failure. That's awareness. And awareness is where control begins.